Hey guys, it's Apple Dash, and I'm here to show you how to do some line art modifications. But as of now, I'm not going to show you how to make a twisted paw or a back ankle, because that'll be separate. And there's also some tutorials on that on the Apprentice tutorial page. But I haven't seen any tutorials on how to like make a thick mane of fur. So I'm gonna try that. Um, and I'm also gonna show you what it's like to do an care art with adjusted line art. So right now I'm gonna, do the white, delete, Control A, and I am going to adjust the line art on the same layer as the line art is. So what I'm gonna do is I want him to have a thick mane. So I'm gonna erase some of the chest because I want the main to start there and start there as well, and I want it to end right there. So that's just our basic guideline. And remember that the line art needs to be at least 2 pixels thick because that's how everything else goes. So I'm just gonna do a basic guideline of how the line art is working. And don't worry, that is not the final product. So, the mane, whatever you want to call it, has thick tufts of fur. So I'm gonna try and recreate that by adding little spikes. So kind of like this. Nope, not that. So kind of something like that. And I also want, okay, this should be a little sharper. Okay. I also want some tufts of fur along the edge, like right around here. So I'm gonna erase some parts of it and try and add tufts of fur right there. And I'm also just gonna add some lines so it looks like there are some more tufts. Those don't look right to me. You want these lines to be somewhat curved. And they should be a little bit apart from each other, so that is not right as well. Remember that you can try as many times as you want until you think that it's perfect. This looks way too thick right here, so I'm just gonna fix that. And some of this looks off without some major tufts, so this looks a little off as well. But I guess the basic point is to adjust line art, you erase stuff and you add it how you want it to look like. And it has to be at least 2 pixels thick. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna erase some of the tufts that I made right here and try to adjust them with the improvements I made. So and I'm also gonna add a tuft of fur at the chin. It's basically just like drawing, and I'm not a very good drawer, so this might not turn out great. A lot of this is just undoing stuff. Wow, I cannot get this to look right. Who knew the chin would be the hardest part? I think that might look okay for now. Actually, whoops, that's not the eraser tool. I kind of want this end to stick out a little further. So, like that. So when you're done, you want to make sure that there are no stray pixels in it, because I've made quite a few. And if you think something isn't quite right, just try to fix it. But if you can't, then someone on the approval page will point it out to you, I promise. And take their advice and try to fix it. So that looks okay to me for now. I mean, it might not be perfect, and I think I could make some arrangements, but I really haven't the time for that right now. Usually if I'd close it like that, but I don't want to do that right now because I don't think it'd look right. So now I'm gonna show you how to draw or do a carrot with it. It's basically just the same thing as a normal one. You just have to make some arrangements. And I'm trying to do Lineart here. And as you see, when I fill him out, I see some of the errors I made. So I haven't erased some of it properly. And due to having the color right there, it's easier to see what mistakes I made. So I'm just going to erase some stuff. And if I erase too close to the adjustments that I made, it's okay. I can always just, I'm going to draw it back on straight after. So for example, I erased some pixels here. So I'm just going to add it back on. Just keep erasing until you have every pixel taken care of. This one right here as well. I think I might have made a mistake on the whisker. So looking at, whoops, that's not, that should be erased as well. So zooming out and looking at the blank, I see that I still miss some. So I'm going to do my best to fix those as well. And I'm still going to make some arrangements to the line art. Okay. So I think all these mistakes have been fixed. Except I see an extra pixel that shouldn't be there. And right now this base color is way too light, so I'm gonna try and fix that. That looks a little better. And if this were, for example, line blaze, but it's not, I've imagined line blaze with something paler, with like a paler mane, for lack of better terms. So what I do is just fill this entire thing in. I just kind of keep it as that. But this is Lineart, so I haven't really imagined Lineart with that. So I'm just going to draw on Lineart's usual stripes. Just make it a little darker. Stripes I've imagined him with. But remember that I'm not actually copying Lineart's actual art, because this is not for his page, just for fun. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's the same thing for doing like a twisted paw or something. I need to make this thicker. It's just like erasing line art and stuff and adding it on. So, and I don't think there are stripes near his mane, for lack of better terms, again. So I'm not going to add any. I'm just going to fill it in. Whoops. I'm just going to keep doing these stripes. And I guess if you want, you could add a closure, but right now I'm really not going to. And as we always do, we'll just blur. And we're just going to add some shading as usual. Some black. follow an original light source. And due to us having the main, I'm gonna put some shading down there as well. And I'm not really gonna, well, right now I will, but I'll adjust the shading as I see necessary when I see it done. So blur to a 100%. We're just gonna blur him. And we'll lighten the opacity to what we see necessary. To me, that's still a little too light. Okay, this looks a little better. And there's too much shading right there, so I'm just gonna erase that. And so there's too much shading on this main. I'm just gonna keep calling it a main, okay? So I'm just gonna erase it and then blur, whoops, nope, and blur what I have erased. So I think that looks pretty good to me right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead, you know, add the ear pink. Whoa, okay. Make sure it goes under the shading layer as normal. Go to the line art layer. Oh, I forgot to blur the ear pink. Okay, that's blurred. Go to the line art layer and add his eyes. I don't care what color they are. I've always imagined them with green. So just fill in those eyes. Add a darker pixel at the top, a lighter one at the bottom, a neutral one in the middle, some black, and some white. And we'll do a torn ear now. Usually to do a torn ear, you erase the top and you just draw in a V shape so it looks like it's torn. There's some. And you can also do a nick, which you erase some of the other, some of the ear on the side, and you'll just do a little nick in the ear right here. Okay, so now when you're done, I accidentally added a pixel of white. Oh, hold on, I'll just erase that. Okay, so now when you're done, you want to fill in the entire background with some color you haven't used. Now you want to see if your entire image looks okay. Whoops. And to me, I think it looks alright. I could do the torn ear better, but you know. Then you'll just click the blue with color select, press delete on all layers, and you are done after you control F. So this is what my Lionheart ended up looking like, and I'm not super proud, but it's okay for now. And I kind of hope this helped you with line art and stuff, and yeah, okay.